Hi there, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bonny and welcome to Bonny Beauty Hub. So today I'm going to talk about quite a few products from a single brand, and with the title you would have already known what brand I'm going to talk about. Yes, it's Rose Inc. I read a lot about this brand, about their products. It's very environmental friendly, it's very clean, vegan, so a lot of good stuff, and the products actually looked very different than the other products that we have in the market. They have the encapsulated moisturizer. That's the only thing that I don't have, but I've tried all the other stuff and we're going to talk about them. So first, let me talk about, I'm not wearing any makeup today because as I'm talking to you, I'm going to wear this so that you can see it in action. So the first product I'm going to talk about is the Rose Inc. Skin Enhance Luminous Tinted Serum. So this is a serum. So this has really good skincare ingredients. It has like hyaluronic acid, it has squalene in it, and along with the skincare ingredients, along with the transparent serum, it has these encapsulated pigments in it. It's like as if a foundation gone wrong, or the foundation is expired and the water or the oil is separating from the pigments. That is how it actually looks. You can use this with your hands, but I'm going to use it with a brush today because I felt good using it with a brush as well. So I have the serum, tinted serum on my hand. So I'm first gonna mix it, and that is it. It takes all the product and I'm gonna wear it on my skin. So if you see, it doesn't give a lot of pigmentation. For me, I can say it is very equal to not giving any pigmentation. It has no pigment. I don't want to say it has no pigment whatsoever, but if I compare it to how it actually looks, it looks very similar to not having any pigmentation on it, but it has a very light pigmentation to it. As a serum, I like it. I've been wearing it for 2-3 days and I can see that my skin is getting a little bit brighter, and even though I wear it, I've worn it for nearly 11 hours or so, and I just washed my face. I didn't do a lot of skincare that night, and the next day morning I still felt my skin was really hydrated, supple, and really good, because hyaluronic acid is good for hydration. Squalene, it helps to lock the hydration in your skin. So both really good ingredients to hydrate your skin, and for me hydration is important because I'm in my late 30s. I want all the hydration that I can get so that I don't let my skin go dry and don't get wrinkles that soon. So yeah. So if you see the difference of this side and this side, you can see this side, it's a little bit more blurred out. It's a little bit more softer, but not a lot of difference when you see the scars or the hyperpigmentation that I have. I do have hyperpigmentation near my mouth, near my nose, a little bit of scarring over here. It doesn't cover up anything. It doesn't cover up anything because it is not even medium coverage. It is light and lighter. So it is very light coverage. It's equal to no coverage at all. But when I look into the mirror, I can see a very slight difference on this side of my nose and this side of my nose, because that is the amount of coverage that this gives. So I did one side just so that you can see the difference. So let me just finish up the other side. Alright, so let me talk a little bit more about this tinted serum. Because it is a serum, I don't want to wear a primer in between the skin tint and my skincare, because I want my skin to absorb the skincare ingredients in the skin tint. So I feel if I wear a primer, the skincare, it doesn't make any sense. So if I want to cover up my pores, if I want it to stay smooth for the entire day long, I have to wear a primer. But for some reason, I'm not able to justify that because it is a serum. I don't want to wear a primer under a serum. I have to say that I set this product with powder, and that is when it looked a little bit good on my skin, because it is too radiant for my skin type. I like radiant foundations or skin tints, but when I complete my full face of makeup, it looks too radiant. It looks sort of oily on my skin, and so I have to set it with a powder. So if you have oily skin, you better set it with a powder. And this, I didn't like it when I was speaking over the phone. the product completely transfers to the phone screen. Do you know where you have that yucky, oily, sticky feeling on your phone when you see that your phone screen is all blurred and dirty? That is how I feel when I wear this. I try to use it with powder, without powder, in different ways, but it still transfers on my phone, and that is another thing I did not like. The shade I'm using is 060. Even when I see the pigments in this, it is really dark pigments. When I use it on my hand, I can see that it looks darker than the normal foundation and skin tint that I use, but when I blend it into my skin, it gives me a bit of a white cast, and that is another thing that I do not like about it. So yeah, all in all, I love it as just a skincare product, but not much as a skin tint. Alright, so moving on to the next product, I'm going to talk about the concealer. So I use it in the shade LX080. This is a concealer corrector. I love the packaging, very different. It looks like a building, like a door. I don't know why. So this has a really big doe foot applicator. So I use very little product. So it's like this and this. This has a little bit of pinky undertone, which these days I'm really loving. It's really brightening. I like to use it on all the areas where I use my concealer to brighten my face. And I use a brush to just blend it out like this. So after I spread out the product a little bit, then I take a damp beauty sponge and then I press the product into my skin. Alright, so the concealer, I like it. I like it for very different reasons because it is very creamy. It is like an eye cream that has a lot of pigment in it. A really, really pigmented eye cream. So this is very contradicting to the tinted serum because normally a concealer you need to set it with powder, and a tinted serum you need not set it. But what I do is I set the tinted serum with a powder because it gets too oily. And this, it is so creamy, yet it doesn't crease under my eyes, and I don't have to set it with a powder. I just leave it the way it is, and it keeps my under eyes so hydrated. If you have watched my videos before, you know I suffer with very, very, very dry under eyes. My under eyes are very, very dry, and I do have lines under my eyes as well, so it's very tough for me to find a really hydrating under eye corrector that doesn't settle into my creases as well. So this is one of it. You can definitely see my creases, but it doesn't settle in between my creases. It is really, really brightening. The only drawback is it is not a full coverage concealer. I am okay with that. This is light to medium coverage, and after some time, even now you can see my dark circles. It is not covering my dark circles a lot. However, it gives me a really brightening effect under my eyes and everywhere else. Don't just ignore this space because I'm gonna finish it up with the bronzer and blush. But yeah, I love this. I love this concealer for everyday wear because it keeps my under eye hydrated, it brightens my face a little bit, but it still gives me that natural look without completely making me look flawless. It shows up a little bit of my under circles, it shows a little bit of my flaws, and that's what makes it look even more beautiful, if that makes sense. A packaging, total thumbs up. I love the packaging. I don't know, for some reason this reminds me of doors. So yeah, it's cool, it's very pretty. I love this product. Alright, so I have done almost everything on my face, leaving 2 products, and those are the 2 products I'm going to talk about now. So first I'm going to talk about their blush. So I know it would look different. This is not how you see it on the website. I left it this way just to show you all how it looks if you buy the pan, how it comes. So after this I'm just going to pop it into my Z palette. So yeah, I got it in the shade Foxglove, and this is a blush that is very unique. It has a very moussy texture. In the center is the area where I've used it, but purposefully I left the area around it because you can see it is not a very smooth texture. It has a bit of a textured effect on it, and that is because it is not a smooth cream. It is a very moussy cream, and that is what makes it so different. I love this product. Let me just tell it to you beforehand. I love this product. I take a slightly dense brush. You can use it with your fingertips as well. I dip my brush into the product, and normally I take off the excess product, but this, I can use it. I can pack it as much as I want and see how it... Can you see this? It's already melting into my skin, and I am so effortlessly able to blend it into my skin, and I'm taking more product and blending it even more. So it layers very well. It doesn't look patchy at all, It doesn't look patchy at all. And that is what I like about it. And this also, I think it comes in around 6 shades. and it is beautiful. So if you want, you can take it with the entire box where it has the mirror and everything. Or if you're like me who likes to create your own Z palette, it is obviously, it is a little less expensive, and at the same time it is cool and it's pretty. You can just choose the colors and make your own palette. I love that about it. And the color now never fades. The color doesn't die, the color remains all day long. I've tried this blush on other foundations, on different other products, and I love it. On top of this skin tint, obviously the skin tint eats it away after around 4 to 5 hours, but it is a beautiful, on its own, this is such a beautiful blush, and I love it. So the last product, I kept the best for the last. So this product, I have no complaints, nothing bad to say, and it's all good things, and that is their lip crayon. So this is the Rose Ink, what's the name, lip color Beams. So this is in the shade Beams. So this is such a beautiful color. It has a little bit of pinkiness to it. At the same time, it has a little bit of peachiness to it as well. You can see it is not glowing like a balm. It's not matte, it's not balmy. It is very soft, very smooth, and it gives a very satiny finish. So I just took off the lip balm that I had. I'm not wearing any lip liner, and just let me show you how pigmented this is. Right, see the difference? And this is such a pretty natural nude color for me. I love it. So I have dry lips right now as well, but it doesn't settle into the cuts of my lips. It doesn't dry out my lips. It keeps my lips hydrated. I don't know how it does that, because it is not a balmy formulation. I think it is a twist tube. I love the way it is. It is so easy to carry on your purse. And I think if you don't like lip glosses, especially if it's a windy day, you don't want to use a lip gloss because your hair would stick to your lips, but you want something hydrating, I think this is such a good choice, because it is satiny. It's not totally matte. You don't feel it on the lips. When I touch my lips together, I feel a little bit powdery effect, but it is so unique, it is so different. And I have to tell you, all the products from Rose Ink, everything has something unique about them. They are so beautiful. Almost I've loved all the products except the skin tint, just because of the way it highlights my face. So it's like I've worn a very, very light foundation or a very, very light skin tint on my skin, but that's not the case. It is a dark shade, and it's still bringing out a lot of a white cast. It doesn't have SPF, that's what I read. It doesn't have SPF, but it still gives me such a bad white cast, and that's why I don't like the skin tint that much. But otherwise, I love all their products. If you like this video, please make sure to hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you very much for watching till the end, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.